In the year 2333, human civilization stands at the zenith of progress. The advent of space travel has unveiled the existence of alien races and diverse cultures, ushering Earth and its inhabitants into an era of profound enlightenment. Our society, once entrenched in the shadows of war, poverty, and destruction, now basks in the radiance of peace and tranquility, having transcended the limitations of its tumultuous past. Technological marvels adorn our landscape, shaping futuristic structures and instilling a modern, pragmatic functionality that promotes harmony among humanity. This age of advancement has propelled our civilization into a utopian realm, a scientific marvel where the once elusive dream of coexistence has become a tangible reality. However, amid the splendors of our newfound utopia, a humbling revelation dawns upon us. Despite our technological prowess and the illusion of a perfected society, we grapple with the awareness that true enlightenment still eludes us. The 0.5 type society we've cultivated serves as a stark reminder that our evolution is an ongoing journey, and the veneer of civility may not run as deep as we believe. As we confront this realization, the quest for genuine civilization becomes a paramount challenge. The shadows of our less evolved selves linger, prompting introspection and a re-evaluation of what it truly means to be civilized in a universe rich with diversity and unforeseen complexities. I am Master Chief James West, a space commander with the United Alliance Space Force entrusted with the command of the formidable UAS-33 Battlestar. Our mission has plunged us into the remote expanses of the galaxy, specifically to the ominous isolation of Nubia Centaurus 6F3 Alpha. The gravity of this assignment is deeply personal. My own kin, Dr. Rick West, led the now-vanished expedition. His brilliance extends across planetary telemetry, habitation, terraforming technology, and a profound understanding of alien civilizations and linguistics. The mysterious disappearance of his mission burdens my heart with an added weight as I embark on this perilous journey.
Ship's computer initiating interstellar record US-33 Battlestar. Transmission received from Dr. Rick West. Origin: Nubia Centaurus 6F1 Alpha. Urgent message as follows.
Mayday! Mayday! This is Dr. Rick West, lead alien research scientist stationed on planet Nubia Centaurus 6F3. We are in desperate need of assistance. The situation has spiraled out of control. I repeat, please help us.
The distress call reverberated through the emptiness of space, carrying desperate screams that seared into my soul. In that harrowing moment, a single agonizing question consumed my every thought. Was it my brother, crying out for salvation amid unimaginable horrors? Emerging from the warp of hyperspace, our starship shattered the fabric of time and space, catapulting us into the enigmatic realm of Nubia Centaurus 6F3 Alpha. The transition was a sensory jolt, thrusting us into a world cloaked in ethereal gloom. Before us materialized the desolate visage of the planet, an enigmatic specter veiled in shadows that clawed at our deepest fears. The atmosphere, a shroud of obscurity, obscured our view, leaving us blind to the dangers lurking below. A disquieting stillness clung to the air as if the very breath of the planet held its silence. Sinister secrets coiled in anticipation of our arrival. With a collective breath, we embarked in our sleek scout ships, slicing through the expanse of space, hurtling toward the distant planet. The void of the cosmos enveloped us, amplifying the hum of our engines, a symphony of anticipation and trepidation. Our destination: the research outpost nestled in the atmospheric embrace of the enigmatic planet. As we descended through the atmospheric layers, the air became charged with an eerie electricity. The planet's silhouette emerged, an alien landscape veiled in mysteries that teased our imagination. The scout ships navigated the celestial ballet, each maneuver a delicate dance between precision and the unknown.
Master Chief, we've successfully touched down on the planet's surface. Presently, there's no discernible sign of life. Initiating the unlocking procedure for the space hatch and standing by for deployment orders.
In synchronized motion, my intrepid crewmates and I disembarked onto the forbidding terrain, our collective footsteps echoing through the vast expanse, swallowed by an eerie, spine-chilling silence that hinted at the terrors yet to unfold. In the heart of this perilous mission, my crew comprises the exceptional expertise of the twin brothers, specialists Jaden and Caden Ellis, the insightful research officer Sherry Luca, and the steadfast Sergeant Virgil Harris. For 3 years, we've forged an unbreakable bond as a team. Now, in this dire moment, the urgency heightens, and the importance of a team I can truly rely on becomes paramount. The weight of our shared history amplifies the need for trust and cohesion as we navigate the looming unknown. Emotions swirled within us, a concoction of excitement, fear, and the weight of responsibility. Specialist Jaden and Caden Ellis, the indomitable twin brothers, exchanged a glance that spoke volumes. Sherry Luca, the meticulous research officer, adjusted her equipment with a focused intensity. Sergeant Virgil Harris, the stalwart backbone of our team, checked and rechecked his gear, his expression revealing the gravity of the impending mission. Beyond the technical details and coordinates, each passing moment heightened the suspense. We weren't merely explorers, we were bearers of humanity in the face of the alien and the extraordinary. The scout ships continued their descent, carrying not just the weight of our physical presence, but the hopes and uncertainties of a mission destined to unravel the secrets of a distant world. In the midst of the twisted remnants of a once vibrant outpost, now a haunting tapestry of ruin and decay, we cautiously advanced, our hearts throbbing with trepidation. The air itself seemed to whisper tales of forgotten greatness, as if the very essence of time clung to the crumbling walls. Amidst the wreckage, a figure emerged, solitary and enigmatic, draped in a cloak of shadows that danced eerily in the pale light. It was Dr. West, my own flesh and blood, a man whose fevered obsession had propelled him to the brink of madness. His sunken eyes betrayed the weight of 1,000 secrets, knowledge that could unlock the tragic enigma of the vanished expedition. In that moment, the realization struck that we had unwittingly stepped into a realm where the boundaries between truth and terror blurred, and my brother, once a beacon of reason, now held the key to salvation or damnation.
My brother, I am glad you came. This planet, once a marvel of technological wonders, a paradise adorned with majestic pyramids, limitless energy, abundant resources, thriving flora, and majestic fauna. Now, it lies desolate, a wasteland ravaged by the unrelenting hand of humanity and its insidious madness, fueled by the boundless machinery and enigmatic technology of the Etherians.
Quivering with a mixture of dread and revelation, his voice unfolded the grim truth. The planet, once a symbol of splendor and grandeur, had succumbed to the consequences of its own creations. The once promising machinery of the Etherians had been twisted by humanity's dark ambitions, transforming what was once paradise into a grotesque testament of ruin and devastation. In that chilling moment, distinctions between man and monster blurred, and the essence of our existence hung on the precipice of annihilation. Reality's fragile walls shattered before our very eyes, their fragments dissolving into an amorphous haze where the boundaries of dream and wakefulness coalesced in a chilling amalgamation. Nightmares, once confined to the realm of slumber, now plagued my conscious hours, their relentless grip refusing to release me from their harrowing clutches. The forbidden knowledge, a haunting elixir of the Etherians' secrets, seeped insidiously into the recesses of my thoughts, its insidious tendrils intertwining with the essence of my being, an inescapable web of dread and despair. Specialists Jaden and Caden establish a security perimeter around the vicinity. Commence the task without delay. Research Officer Luca, conduct a comprehensive analysis of the data gathered from the outpost computers. Ensure a thorough report detailing the events that transpired is promptly prepared.
Master Chief, Sergeant Harris reporting from the ship. An electrical storm is forming and headed your way. I recommend everyone prepares to take shelter inside the outpost as the storm approaches. You have approximately 1 hour before it reaches your location.
As the tempest bore down upon us, a malevolent force heralding an ominous descent into the heart of darkness. As the storm cloud swallowed the outpost, the very air became charged with an otherworldly foreboding. The facility, once a bastion of scientific endeavor, now cowered beneath the encroaching shadows. Specialists Caden and Jaden, their faces etched with an uncanny resolve, concluded the fortification efforts. The perimeter, now a fusion of steel and pulsating cybernetic weaponry, exuded an unsettling readiness. Military battle robots, designated M1 through M4, stood as silent sentinels, their metallic visages gleaming ominously in the dimming twilight. A sense of eerie anticipation hung in the air, thicker than the storm clouds that enshrouded us. The outpost, a flickering beacon of humanity in the cosmic void, seemed to quiver in trepidation. It was a moment suspended in time, where the boundary between the known and the inexplicable blurred. Then, like a macabre overture to the impending tempest, chaos unfurled. The metallic guardians, M1 through M4, erupted into a symphony of destruction, their weaponry echoing through the outpost like a mournful dirge. The very ground trembled beneath the onslaught. A spectral glow flickered within Specialist Caden and Jaden's eyes as they beheld the nightmarish tableau. Shadows danced on the periphery, casting spectral specters that mirrored the inner turmoil of our collective psyche. Specialist Caden and Jaden, renowned for their unyielding resolve, stood frozen in disbelief at the macabre scene before them. M1, M2, M3, and M4, the stalwart military robots lay in ruins, their metallic forms mutilated by assailants that seemed to embody the horrors of Dr. West's ill-fated research team. A shiver of dread crawled up our spines as we gazed upon the remnants of the once indomitable defenders. Suited up to shield themselves from the pervasive horror, Caden and Jaden, with a steely determination etched on their faces, embarked on a grim journey to the site of the unholy confrontation. The storm, now a malevolent accomplice, whipped around us, adding an extra layer of ominous theatrics to the unfolding nightmare. As we approached desolation, the scene resembled a tableau of chaos frozen in time. The robots, once guardians, now lay dismembered and lifeless, no trace of their assailants in sight. The air hung heavy with an unspoken terror, a palpable manifestation of the unknown that lurked in the shadows. Storm-torn and rain-soaked, we salvaged what remnants we could of the fallen warriors. The cold touch of metal against our gloved hands seemed to echo the lifelessness that now pervaded the outpost. The storm, indifferent to the horrors it witnessed, raged on, amplifying the sense of isolation and dread. Back inside the outpost, the remaining military battle robots assumed their solemn guard duties, their mechanical sentience undeterred by the eerie events transpiring outside. As the storm raged against the metallic walls we huddled within, haunted by the enigma of an assailant that left nothing but destruction in its wake. The ominous dance of shadows within the outpost mirrored the turmoil in our souls, for we were trapped in a realm where the line between the living and the lifeless blurred, and the storm outside became a harbinger of an unfathomable malevolence lurking within. The storm outside mirrored the tempest within our souls. The battle robots, guardians turned warriors, clashed with an unseen adversary beyond the fortified perimeter. Each burst of gunfire was a resounding heartbeat, a visceral reminder of the encroaching darkness. As the storm intensified, the outpost's lights dimmed, plunging us into a surreal world of shadows and echoes. The metallic sentinels, now locked in an unholy dance, became silhouettes against the tumultuous backdrop. In that harrowing moment, we were not merely witnesses to a battle, but participants in an otherworldly struggle that transcended the boundaries of reason and plunged us into the abyss of the unknown. In my bewildered state, I stammered to convey the horror that had unfolded outside to my brother. We had witnessed apparitions resembling his research team emerging from the tempest, savagely attacking and dismantling our once indomitable military robots. These were not humans. They were grotesque semblances of life, animated corpses with an insatiable hunger for destruction. Their malevolence matched the storm's fury, a terrifying synergy that defied reason. As the electrical storm wielded its unholy power, the zombie-like entities vanished into obscurity from whence they came. The air, thick with the scent of impending dread, held echoes of their sinister laughter. My brother's eyes, once filled with the curiosity of a scientist, now reflected the horror that had unfolded before us. Amidst the palpable tension, Corporal Harris's voice crackled over the radio, announcing the inexplicable disappearance of the electrical storm. His words, laden with a surreal disbelief, reverberated through the outpost. It was a moment where reality and the supernatural intertwined, leaving us suspended in the grip of an unrelenting fear. The storm's abrupt vanishing act mirrored the spectral retreat of the zombies, leaving a haunting void in its wake. The outpost, once a sanctuary, now harbored the lingering residue of an otherworldly encounter. The survivors, huddled in the dimly lit outpost, exchanged glances fraught with unspoken terror. In the aftermath, the air felt charged with an eerie stillness. The storm had dissipated, but the indelible imprint of the supernatural lingered. The unknown, like a phantom, continued to dance on the periphery of our understanding, leaving us to grapple with the unsettling reality that the fabric of our world had been torn, revealing horrors that lurked beyond the veil of our comprehension. Then finally, my brother, Dr. West, spoke.
Your crew, just like mine, brother, will perish, and it is all my fault.
What do you mean? I implored, a desperate plea for clarity in the encroaching darkness. Clouded with sorrow, his eyes met mine, burdened by a guilt that threatened to consume him. His words echoed through the depths of my soul, sending a chilling tremor to my core. Shock surged through my veins like an electric current, momentarily robbing me of speech. The air thickened, pregnant with unspoken truths that hung between us like an invisible shroud. My brother, Dr. West, fell into a profound silence, entering a trance-like state. In my quest for answers, I turned to Research Officer Luca, a sense of trepidation clinging to each word. Her eyes, haunted by the weight of revelation, betrayed the gravity of what she was about to share. According to her findings, the outpost had existed in a state of serene normality for an extended period, a deceptive calm before the storm that awaited within the bowels of a pyramid-like mechanical structure. It was within this labyrinthine complex that Dr. West, driven by an insatiable curiosity, and his research team ventured. The heart of this mysterious structure housed super-advanced cybernetic computer systems, intricately woven into the fabric of the planet itself. Luca's account painted a picture of technological marvels beyond comprehension. In the chronicles of their exploration, Dr. West's descent into the mechanical sanctum took a surreal turn. A colossal helmet, seemingly forged from the fabric of science fiction, awaited him. As it settled onto his head, the helmet underwent a transformation, shrinking to conform snugly to his skull. This bizarre fusion of man and machine marked the genesis of an otherworldly connection. Yet, at the pinnacle of this technological communion, a chilling silence descended upon the log entries. Dr. West's voice, once a beacon of scientific fervor, vanished into the cosmic void. The entries ceased, leaving an eerie void in the wake of this technological communion. The absence of further recordings after the helmet's assimilation spoke volumes, shrouding Dr. West's fate in a foreboding mystery that resonated through the silent corridors of the outpost. Sergeant Harris, bring the ship closer to the outpost and initiate standby procedures. Rendezvous with the team inside immediately.
Certainly, Master Chief. I'm en route.
Specialist Caden, fueled by a grim determination, initiated the fortification of the outpost, anticipating the imminent threat of another onslaught. Meanwhile, my brother, Dr. West, lingered in a trance-like state, haunted by the burden of revelation. His murmurs painted a macabre portrait. His crew, once vibrant with life, now transformed into abominations, trapped in a limbo between existence and the void. The weight of their condition bore heavily on him, a burden he confessed to be his own making. In the shadow of impending doom, Specialist Jaden, Research Officer Luca, and I embarked on a harrowing journey, following the cryptic trail my brother's fragmented whispers had illuminated. His disjointed narrative led us to the pyramidal structure, a place where man's reach had surpassed the limits of reason. Sherry's meticulous calculations guided our path as we ventured into the unknown. The air, thick with a palpable tension, whispered of unseen malevolence lurking in the shadows. The journey unfolded like a descent into madness, each step echoing with the ominous clangor of our collective heartbeat. The pyramidal structure emerged before us, a colossal enigma wrapped in the shroud of the unknown. Its ominous silhouette cast long shadows, as if the structure itself recoiled from the secrets it held. As we crossed the threshold into this technological sanctum, the very fabric of reality seemed to warp around us. The air hummed with an otherworldly energy, and the temperature dropped, leaving us shivering in the chill of an unseen presence. The journey into the heart of this mechanical labyrinth promised answers, but whether those answers would offer salvation or plunge us further into the abyss of despair remained uncertain. The grandeur of the structure enveloped us as we stepped inside, awe rendering us momentarily speechless. The colossal edifice pulsated with an otherworldly energy, as if the very walls held the echoes of a forgotten civilization. As we traversed the vast expanse, the air crackled with an unspoken power that seemed to breathe life into the inanimate.
Master Chief, a storm is approaching the outpost. Everyone must evacuate the pyramidal structure immediately.
Sergeant Harris, coordinate with Specialist Caden to fortify the outpost. We're en route back as soon as possible. My gaze fixated on the helmet, the same mystical artifact that had captured my brother's senses. It resonated with an ominous power, an allure that transcended the boundaries of the physical. The air quivered with an invisible force, compelling us forward, as if fate itself guided our steps. In the midst of this surreal communion with ancient technology, Sergeant Harris's voice pierced through the eerie silence, crackling over the radio like a lifeline to reality. His words, tinged with urgency, disrupted the trance that threatened to ensnare us. The helmet, a beacon of both wonder and foreboding, awaited our approach, its mysteries hidden behind an ethereal veil. Sergeant Harris's message echoed through the chamber, a stark reminder that, despite the enchantment of the moment, a tangible danger loomed. The very air seemed to vibrate with a discordant energy, the boundary between marvel and menace blurring. As we stood at the precipice of revelation, a sense of trepidation tightened its grip, a reminder that the path we treaded on the razor's edge between enlightenment and a descent into the unknown horrors lurking beneath the surface. In frantic haste, we raced back to the outpost, our arrival coinciding with the ominous approach of the electrical storm. The tempest, once an unbridled force of nature, now bore witness to a more sinister revelation. Emerging from relentless fury, Dr. West's research team materialized before us, their once vibrant selves reduced to lifeless husks. Zombified remnants of humanity, driven by an insatiable hunger, clawed relentlessly at the outpost's defenses. As the metallic tang of fear hung in the air, my brother, gripped by convulsions, became a tragic casualty of the unfolding chaos. Urgency propelled us to action. With a heavy heart, I entrusted Research Officer Luca with the burden of my convulsing brother, directing her to the infirmary where the flickering lights cast an eerie glow upon the unfolding tragedy. The storm outside mirrored the tempest within as we armed ourselves, preparing to confront the grotesque remnants of Dr. West's once distinguished team. The air crackled with palpable tension, each breath heavy with the weight of an impending battle. The outpost, once a bastion of scientific pursuit, now stood as a fortress against the encroaching darkness. The metallic groans of the outpost's defenses reverberated through the confined space, a symphony of impending doom. Shadows danced on the walls, casting grotesque silhouettes that mirrored the twisted fate of those we once called colleagues. With weapons in hand, we braced ourselves for the onslaught. A small band of survivors standing against the tide of monstrosities birthed from the very research meant to push the boundaries of human understanding. The storm, an ominous harbinger of doom, unleashed its fury upon us, and in its malevolent wake emerged the grotesque forms of the undead, zombies. A chorus of pulsar blasts erupted from the military robots, tearing through the lifeless bodies. To our horror, the zombies, unfazed by the onslaught, rose again, fueled by an unnatural vigor that defied the laws of life and death. Their hollow eyes fixated on us, an eerie sentience emanating from their decaying forms. Fear, a tangible essence in the air, only served to empower these relentless assailants. In the chaotic fray, Research Officer Luca, observing from the infirmary, witnessed my brother succumb to convulsions, a disturbing synchrony with the unfolding nightmare. Amidst the relentless onslaught, a desperate retreat became our only recourse. The inner sanctum of the facility beckoned as a fleeting sanctuary against the encroaching horde. Within those steel walls, Research Officer Luca, aided by Sergeant Harris, faced the daunting task of injecting my convulsing brother with synthetic caffeine, a desperate gambit to snap him from the trance. As the stimulant surged through his veins, my brother awoke, his eyes bearing witness to the nightmare that surrounded us. In a surreal twist of fate, the zombie assailants, sensing the shift in our resolve, retreated. The storm, an accomplice to the macabre theater, dissolved into nothingness, leaving us in bewildered silence. The convergence of unnatural forces, both undead and elemental, had woven a tapestry of terror that now dissipated as abruptly as it had materialized. The facility, once a battleground, now stood in grim stillness, bearing witness to the unexplained and the lingering questions that echoed in the haunted corridors of our consciousness. Sergeant Harris, Jaden, Caden, and Sherry, is everyone okay? What happened to the zombies? They're gone. Report your status, everyone.
Everyone is okay, Master Chief. However, I had to administer a stimulant to your brother to awaken him. Remarkably, as I did, the zombie assailants vanished. Dr. West is now awake and stable.
Gather yourselves, everyone. Let's reconvene at the infirmary. As the chilling realization gripped my mind, a haunting question echoed. Could my brother unknowingly be the architect of this chaos? Hastening to the infirmary, I confronted my brother, desperate for an explanation. He began to unravel a tale of entering the Ethereans' domain, discovering a cybernetic pyramid in the heart of the main city. Inside, a colossal cybernetic helmet beckoned to him, attaching itself to his head with an insatiable hunger for knowledge. Yet, it wasn't just knowledge. It connected with his very soul essence. The evil within him manifested as a living entity, seizing control and spreading across the planet. This manifested energy attacked his crew, turning their lifeless bodies into undead. Zombies fueled by a craving for power. The deepest evil, the quest for dominance. The cybernetic helmet brought forth my brother's inner darkness, fulfilling his subconscious desires. It unleashed a power that attacked his crew, turning them into mindless zombies driven by the insatiable thirst for supremacy.
I am truly sorry for my transgressions, my brother, and though the zombies have vanished, the true danger lies in my subconscious mind, uncontrollable. You must end my suffering, for neither you nor your crew will leave this planet alive otherwise.
Brother, we're here to rescue you and get you off this planet. No one will be left behind. In the looming darkness of Nubia Centaurus 6F3 Alpha, the urgency in our actions was palpable. Dr. West, haunted by his own subconscious malevolence, remained our enigmatic puzzle and potential nemesis. We were trapped in a relentless cycle, his moments of rest birthing the undead horrors and the storm that became our spectral torment. The pyramidal structure, a monument of cosmic malevolence, held sway over the very essence of our souls. Dr. West, drawn into its mechanical depths, unwittingly unleashed a cascade of darkness. The Ethereans, masters of spiritual transcendence, had once harnessed this power for the greater good, leaving this desolate planet behind. Dr. West, however, unknowingly transformed it into a theater of his deepest fears. In the distorted dance between trance and wakefulness, his subconscious wielded unimaginable power. The undead crew, his creations, emerged with each slumber, intertwining with an electrical storm that crackled malevolence. Yet beneath this macabre symphony, a more profound revelation lingered, an ominous secret lurking in the shadows. With a heavy heart, I directed Sergeant Harris to ready the ship. Time pressed upon us like the weight of cosmic inevitability, Specialist Jaden and Caden, seasoned warriors in this otherworldly battle, braced themselves for another confrontation. The dual preparation for battle and evacuation underscored the fragility of our situation. As the ship hummed with preparatory life, a sense of foreboding permeated the air. Each hum and mechanical whir echoed our desperation. Dr. West, now a nexus of both our salvation and potential ruin, teetered on the precipice of sleep. The reality of our perilous escape crystallized. Leaving this forsaken planet was not just a physical necessity, it became a race against the very fabric of our existence unraveling. The Etherean technology, once a beacon of enlightenment, now held us in its insidious grip. Our journey toward escape echoed with the urgency of souls entwined in a cosmic struggle, where the line between savior and destroyer blurred with each heartbeat on the spectral battleground. As my brother Dr. West succumbed to the embrace of sleep, an ominous storm materialized on the distant horizon. Simultaneously, the undead manifested from the shadows, their ghastly forms taking shape with the rising tempest. The urgency gripped my heart. Time was a cruel ally, and we were racing against its relentless pace. The inky darkness of the approaching storm seemed to mirror the shadows of the undead, both converging on us with malevolent intent. Every step towards the space shuttle was laden with an oppressive sense of impending doom. The air crackled with supernatural energy as the undead horde advanced, their silhouettes dancing eerily in the growing gloom. The very atmosphere throbbed with the pulse of fear, and I felt the weight of responsibility for my crew intensify. The howls of the storm and the agonized moans of the undead formed a haunting symphony, echoing the dire situation we found ourselves in. We pushed forward, driven by a desperate need to reach the safety of the space shuttle before the unholy amalgamation of storm and zombies enveloped us in a nightmarish embrace. With a command, everyone rushed towards the space shuttle as the remaining military robots, guided by specialists Caden and Jaden, fortified our defenses against the impending onslaught of undead zombies. As my brother succumbed to a deep sleep, the eerie apparitions began their relentless assault, synchronized with the building electrical storm. Seeking refuge, my crew hurried into the space shuttle, leaving the robotic M1 through M5 military units to stand as the first line of defense. Specialists Jaden and Caden, armed to the teeth, initiated a desperate struggle against the encroaching zombie horde. Amidst the chaos, it became evident that victory seemed unattainable, my men succumbing to the relentless onslaught. Faced with an increasingly dire situation, I signaled for the specialists to retreat to the safety of the space shuttle. Jaden, however, defied the order, choosing to provide cover as the zombies closed in. With unwavering determination, Specialist Jaden fought valiantly, allowing me the precious time to retrieve my brother, Dr. West. In a heartbreaking turn of events, Specialist Jaden fell, a sacrificial act that resonated deeply within me, eyes filled with both sorrow and gratitude. I witnessed Specialist Jaden sacrificing his life to ensure our escape. Seizing our only chance, I grabbed my brother, leaped into a space-terrain rover, and raced back toward the towering pyramidal structure. The relentless zombies gave chase, providing a crucial window for the space shuttle to ascend, hovering above the turbulent atmosphere and the enigmatic electrical storm. As the zombies relentlessly pursued us toward the pyramid, my attempts to rouse my brother from his deep slumber proved futile. He was lost in a profound sleep, while the undead horde closed in on us with relentless speed. Desperation set in as we neared the entrance of the metallic pyramid at the planet's core. With every step, the zombies gained ground, threatening to overwhelm us. As I dragged my brother into the pyramid, the undead were mere strides behind. Inside, the metallic helmet awaited me, a mysterious artifact tied to the planet's transformative power. The zombies were on the brink of reaching us. My options had dwindled to almost nothing. Recalling my brother Dr. West's words about the helmet's ability to reveal our true spiritual essence, I knew I had to take a chance. It was a gamble, a desperate bid to save the crew, waiting anxiously inside the space shuttle. In a final communication over the radio, I uttered my last words to the team. "Everyone pay attention. If, by any unfortunate circumstance, I don't make it, each of you must initiate an immediate evacuation plan from the planet.
Master Chief, abandoning you on this forsaken planet is not an option. Having just lost my brother, the thought of losing you too, Master Chief, is unbearable. We're a team, and we won't leave anyone behind, especially not our seasoned leader.
Specialist Caden, follow your orders. Sergeant Harris, it's imperative that you take the ship and depart immediately. The eerie silence on the other end hinted at the intensity of the situation. The metallic helmet, an enigmatic device with the potential to alter our very souls, stood as our last hope. The undead encroached upon us, and as I prepared to don the helmet, the weight of the decision pressed heavily on my shoulders. It was a choice made in the crucible of chaos, driven by the instinct to protect those relying on me for salvation. The moment had arrived to unlock the mysteries of my essence, to confront the deepest truths within myself, and to face whatever awaited me on the other side of this harrowing journey. Seated within the pyramid's chamber, I whispered a desperate prayer as the metallic helmet fastened itself onto my head. In response, the pyramid shifted and morphed, an ominous transformation that hinted at the profound changes about to unfold. Bracing for the unknown, I faced my transformed brother, his eyes devoid of humanity. A guttural voice emerged, not his own. It was his subconscious, a puppeteer to his body. The horror sank deep, an unsettling fusion of familial bonds and unearthly possession.
Your crew cannot escape. I crave their souls, an insatiable hunger that will render me more powerful than you can fathom. Brother, I will stop at space shuttle and devour your team.
As the helmet connected with my consciousness, an electrifying surge coursed through my body. Agony consumed me as layers of flesh burned away, leaving only bare bone. The excruciating pain threatened to break my resolve, but thoughts of my crew, trapped and desperate for escape, fueled my determination. Screaming in torment, yet driven by a singular purpose, I surrendered to the transformation, becoming a conduit of raw energy, my consciousness intertwined with the very essence of the planet. Fear was replaced by an unyielding focus on protecting those I loved. As the undead zombies approached, their advance halted abruptly. The energy radiating from me obliterated them, leaving only echoes of their former existence. Transmuted into pure energy, my spirit embodied themes of protection, love, and honor. Unafraid, I embraced this newfound form. Simultaneously, my brother, still in a trance-like state, experienced a violent awakening. His final form manifested as a colossal, menacing creature that triggered a sudden electrical storm. The remnants of his body fused with the creature, a monstrous entity, now surging toward the ship in the planet's stratosphere. The essence within me surged into action, initiating a fierce battle between our two transformed beings. The clash sent shockwaves across Nubia Centaurus, 6F1 Alpha. The planet groaned under the stress, its stability unraveling. The battle between my transformed self and my brother's monstrous creation intensified, each clash echoing through the fragile fabric of the planet itself. The very existence of Nubia Centaurus 6F1 Alpha hung in the balance, teetering on the edge of destruction as our cosmic confrontation unfolded. As the celestial clash unfolded, the cosmic energies unleashed a cataclysmic dance upon Nubia Centaurus 6F1 Alpha. The planet quivered under the pressure, convulsing with earthquakes and spewing forth volcanic fury. Unnatural storms whipped across the desolate landscape, as nature itself rebelled against the titanic forces at play. The essence of good and evil collided in a ferocious ballet, their conflict sending shockwaves that tore the planet apart. During this cosmic maelstrom, my brother and I transmuted into enigmatic entities. Our forms, a manifestation of the intense battle between virtue and malevolence. The very fabric of the planet strained under the unrelenting discord, and chaos became the prevailing order. Our energies clashed with such ferocity that it seemed the universe itself recoiled. The struggle reached its zenith, the unbalanced forces wreaking havoc upon Nubia Centaurus 6F1 Alpha. But amid this cosmic turmoil, my brother's dark entity momentarily gained the upper hand, making a relentless pursuit toward the space shuttle. The occupants, witnesses to this cosmic clash, watched in terror as the battle unfolded in the skies. However, my protective spirit surged forth, a beacon of light emanating from my transmuted form. A surge of frequency rippled through the desolate sky, repelling my brother's dark entity and freeing the space shuttle from the planet's gravitational grip. The shuttle ascended into orbit, leaving the fractured world below. As my brother's dark form plummeted back through the stratosphere, I reached out to him through our shared connection, a desperate apology whispered across the wavelengths. The impact of our descent resonated with a cataclysmic force, causing the already fractured surface of Nubia Centaurus 6F1 Alpha to crumble further. The planet, once a symbol of wonder, now lay shattered and broken. In the aftermath, as the remnants of the planet drifted in the cosmic void, the space shuttle orbited silently. The crew, survivors of a world consumed by the clash of cosmic powers, gazed upon the fragments of Nubia Centaurus 6F1 Alpha. The consequences of the battle between two brothers had transformed the once thriving planet into a cosmic graveyard, a haunting testament to the devastating toll of unrestrained power and the eternal struggle between light and darkness.